Most of the time, you have one snippet for one beat. And that's fine as long as that beat can be wrapped up in a single snippet. But very often, we need to do part of a beat, then cut to something else, and then come back and finish the same beat. Causality makes this extremely easy. You simply position the cursor, then right-click and select Split Snippet, or you use Command or Control-K. And now the snippet is split into a part 1 and a part 2. And so is the beat. And then you can reposition the second half. So let's use it for something. Imagine a Seinfeld scene where Jerry's on the phone. And I also have a Kramer beat where he comes over and asks for a screwdriver. And I want to actually interrupt the phone conversation with it. So to split the phone conversation, I place the cursor and press Command or Control-K to split the snippet. And now the phone conversation is in 2 parts. Then I simply move Kramer's beat in between. And then I'll add some text that Kramer barges in. So now I'm interrupting Jerry's beat to do Kramer's beat. And actually, let's also split Kramer's beat. So again, I'll place the cursor and Command or Control-K to split. And then let's move the second half of Kramer's beat to the bottom. So now we're zigzagging back and forth between the beats. Jerry's on the phone. Kramer barges in and asks for the screwdriver. Jerry finishes the conversation and then answers him. And in the final output, it just flows together. Another reason why you might want to split a beat is if you need the same beat to continue through multiple locations. Here, Stern and Alicia are having a conversation that'll continue in his office. So how do we get them into the office while continuing the same beat? We could obviously right-click and split the beat and then insert a scene heading. But there's actually a shortcut, and if you blink, you'll miss it. If I simply start typing a scene heading, Causality will split the beat for me. Now the same beat continues across the scene boundary. So this is great for when you simply want to split an event in half. But if you remember, the dialog had another option for new beat instead of split beat. Instead of simply breaking the beat into a part 1 and a part 2, it spins off the second half of the snippet into its own beat. For example, it's common that you have a snippet that, as you write it, the second half ends up talking about something else. If you now select Split Snippet and then New Beat, we'll give the beat a new name. And now the second half is a completely independent beat. One final way to split beats is in the whiteboard, but it's a bit different. If I pick a beat here that I want to add some stuff to, there's also a split beat command in the right-click menu. This doesn't split the snippet text, but it creates a new empty second half that I can then continue the beat in.